Alright, I'm getting set up to carve a pumpkin pattern called America the Beautiful. I already trimmed around the edges with scissors from the 8x10 sheet of paper, or 11x10, whatever it is. And I'm going to start putting the rest of the taped pieces on, and then I'm going to start marking the pattern, and then I'll carve. Got to keep the stars aligned. I love it when the stars are all aligned. Cut up a ridiculous amount of pieces of tape, but I guess you can never have enough slices of tape cut up. Whoops, I'm going to cover the actual pattern. It just needs to be held still a little bit. Sorry if you can hear the fan running in the background. We have it in the front window since the air conditioning runs the bill up to about $400 a month, so we're just trying to use what we got with outside air and a fan. Feels good, actually. Alright. Just going to go ahead and trim this because I know it's going to need to get a little pressure relieved when I'm folding it out. So you want that one to stay pretty steady. It's the Star Spangled Banner, so if it's a little wavy, that kind of is okay. It's not that wavy though. There we go. That'll be good enough. It's just a pumpkin. Punch through a layer of blue tape, but that's all right. It'll work out. Let's straighten this guy out a little bit. I don't like how it landed here. It's another big bubble. There we go. Slip it on this side and make a little more room for some folding. Folding in favor of the banner. There we go. Good enough. That ought to hold it in place while I'm carving or poking it to make the template. Alright. Excited to see how this goes. I need one little small piece of tape because that's going to bug me where those flags are, or where those stars are. I don't want it to pull out while I'm poking through those little stars. I don't want the paper to rip. Alright. I think we've got our flag laid down pretty good to represent what we're going for here. better. Doesn't have to be perfect. Good old US of A. All right. So we've got that fully taped on and in place. Now we're going to start stabbing it to make the pattern. And it comes with these nifty tools in the little pumpkin carving kit. And this is the one we're going to start with. The little one that you poke holes in and it makes the template to carve. So we'll just start at this top one. It's going to be hard to cut out these tiny stars without ripping up the pumpkin. We'll see. Okay, that wasn't so bad. And that's going to be a lumpy star, but that's okay. Just hope I can see these on the skin when I'm trying to carve. That felt better than the first one. Good thing I'm ambidextrous. Alright. Well, start right off the bat by missing it. Alright, making headway. Oh, this is super relaxing. Halloween ASMR. All right, we're gonna come around this way. I'm gonna start here. Get this down just a little bit. Moving on to the stripes, I think we're going to try another tool. Do that one more time. Doesn't feel like I feel it go through. Well, this certainly goes a lot faster. My hands hurt though. I have arthritis, so this is painful. I'm gonna do it anyway. If I don't use my hands, they'll completely freeze up. Did I seriously tape over the end of the flag because I'm a dork? I certainly did. Let's move that out of the way. It's getting harder for me to do this. My hands hurt. But let's see. I'm going to start over here. Go down on this level. right. Now I'm going to come down on the bottom. Make a nice wavy flag stripe. Alright, it's not easy to do left-handed. I need to move the pumpkin. Go from the other direction. There we go. Get that corner. There we go. We'll go back over this spot right here. There we go. All right, here we go for the next big stripe. All right, after a short pause to eat a Jimmy John sandwich, I'm back to do the next step on the pumpkin. Okay, this does not seem like a very safe knife at all. I'm gonna get a real knife. Be right back. Not as easy as it looks. Now for the big reveal. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to bump the camera. Pumpkin weighs about 40 freaking pounds. All right, let's see what happens when I pull this out. They say, it's the first time I've ever done one where you cut the bottom. They say that most of the pumpkin crap comes out when you pull the bottom out. Yeah, that doesn't look like a lot of pumpkin stuff come out to me. All right. Now, we're gonna do the fun part. I'm gonna take the light that I'm gonna use when this is finished. This is what I plan to put under the pumpkin. It's a USB chargeable light. You can either turn it on or have it on motion activated. I'm gonna turn it on for now because I think it's gonna help me see inside here to scoop. But this is what I'll sit under it when I set it out on the porch. It's actually not gonna help me. That's gonna be in my way. So I'm just gonna turn it off and start scooping. Well, actually, I think I'm going to take my watch off because I don't want to get pumpkin poop in my watch. Oh, that was close. All right. Here we go. Scoopy scrapey. And I am going to keep the seeds. We're going to roast the seeds. They're really good for you. And they taste good. All right, let's see how much it wants to spit out now. I want to scrape this wall fairly thin where I'm going to be carving. It makes it easier to carve and it makes your pattern show up better when you light it up. This stuff's disgusting. Those dogs are running over. Macy and Maverick do not have pumpkin seeds. You may not have pumpkin seeds. I did drop one. I think Maverick just got it. Well, I know from experience they come out the same way they came in. Alright, I gotta get the top where the stem's at. That's stanky. Stanky pumpkin. That plastic scoop's not too great a tool, but I'm using it because that's what I have. I'm switching to a better tool. There we go. Now we're cooking with grease. And a tip is when you're done cutting this, spray the inside with any kind of bathroom cleaner that has Clorox bleach in it, or bleach, not necessarily Clorox brand, but any type of bleach in it. And that'll help keep it from getting moldy. And then if your pumpkin starts getting dried out after a few days, you can bring it in and put it in a sink or a bucket of clean cold water and just leave it sit for an hour or so. It'll take the wrinkles right back out and let it last a couple more days. Put bleach in that water, by the way. Thumb. All right. I think I got the majority of the goop out of the inside of the pumpkin. One last feel around in there. Pull that out. Oops, got a little bit here. That's feeling better. A few strings left in there, but that'll be fine. All right. Scoot all this to the side. I'm gonna go wash my hands so I can pick up that knife safely without slipping around. And I'll be right back. Wipe this off a little bit. Scoot that over. Ready to set this up. Now we're gonna get to carving on this thing. First though, I'm gonna get you guys up in the light where you can see what I'm doing. Got my plant grow lights, using it as a ring light for this video because my lighting stinks in my living room. All right. I think what I'm going to do is take the pattern off and use a marker and outline the cut marks with a marker so it's easier to see when I'm using the pumpkin knife. So I'm gonna stop the camera. I'm gonna go take a break and get a drink, and then I'm gonna come back and take the pattern off, mark it with a red marker, and then I'll start cutting. I'll be back. Please wait for this intervention. just realized my phone's at about 4%. I gotta plug you guys in. There we go. Oh, this is gonna be fine without marker. I'm pretty sure I can see where I'm cutting. Especially if I keep this picture close by as reference. And it's not a Picasso, it's a American flag. See what it looks like when I pull the rest of it off. Ooh, some of it's not as easy to read. Well, you know what? I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Yeah, maybe I will use the marker. Otherwise, I'm going to make mistakes. So we're going to just mark this one out. So this is... This is going to come straight down. And it's going to go back this way in a wave pattern. Come back up here. This one is going to come from here to here. Then it's going to come around in a little wave. And it's going to come up here and down this way. Comes out to the corner and goes straight down. Up this way. I'm sorry you guys can't see this. It's gonna come up this way. Wave. I can barely see those rotary tool marks on here for that one. I really do have to reference the flag. Sorry, that's my feet scooting across the floor. Alright, I think I might run that over. Oh wait, did I just put the pumpkin seeds on top of all the tools? I think I did. Great. Whatever. Alright, we're gonna do this. That one. So then this next one shouldn't be too hard to figure out if I follow the parts that are there. We're gonna go to the bottom. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna come straight across the bottom of that flag segment. Then it's going to go up, up, a little wave, It's going to go all the way over here, follow that. It's going to go all the way up here, all the way to here, and it's going to go straight up to about here and come down, and it's going to follow this wave pattern and back up and back down and meet right there. So there's our waving pattern flag, and then we have this fourth flag down here, and it's going to start right here. Okay, I can see that. It's going to start right here. I gotta get rid of that piece of tape. It's going to start right here, and it's going to go to We got our flag. This piece could actually come out a little more. Now, let's outline these stars. And I have to remember that the top ones are flat. And this one's flat with the edge of the flag. So, that's the flat edge of the flag. That's the flat edge of the flag. An angle, a star point, a star point, a star point, a star point. Then over here we've got a top. We've got a cut down, an angle, an angle. I'm making these a little bigger than what the drawing is because I'm not going to be able to get the knife through there like that anyway. So we're going to do this, 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 and this. Then this one is a wavy star, so we're going to just follow the polka dots from the rotary tool. Haven't touched one of those since I was in sewing class in high school. This one's going to go up. This one's going to come this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, and this way. I have to do a better job cutting that than I did drawing it. This one straight across the top of the flag, down into a curve. Alright, then we got our next wavy star. Alright, then we have a wavy star down here with a little arm. Alright, let's look at the next star, which is this one. So it's pretty good. I followed the lines. It was easier to follow the lines on the segments of pumpkin that are in between the ridges, because the cutting on the ridges, or slicing on those ridges with that rotary tool was hard, and I couldn't get it down into the cracks hard enough to get the real shape. Plus, about halfway through, my carpal tunnel kicked in and it hurt, so it wasn't very fun doing that. Alright, I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stars. Got my stripes. 1 stripe, 2 stripe, long stripe, small stripe. Okay, that's what we're working with here. You can see the outline of where I'm going to carve. Hopefully this looks nice when I'm done. And we have the lights out under it. We shall see. I'm going to cut you off for now and come back when I have more work done on it. Let's carve. Let's carve this turkey. That actually went a lot faster than I thought it would. My goal is to not break any of the pieces, if possible. Good thing is once you get the inside scraped out, you don't have to work very hard. These tools do the work if you just softly think of a sewing machine and you go straight up and down. We're going to come straight down from here. And since the skin on the surface of the pumpkin is thicker than the meaty part, I'm going to stick my hand in and help push that piece out instead of trying to push it through. Well, maybe in this case I'm going to make a liar out of myself, because that one wants to push through, so we're going to let it. And there's that other pokey stick. There's the first star. I missed part of it. Let's start over. Hi, Big Daddy Dave. You coming in to tell me how to do this right?
Yeah, you might do it all right. Maybe.
Okay.
If you're strong enough to do it.
Got the hardest part done. Now I'm just carving out the stars and the stars and the bars for this great country of ours. This makes me want to make pumpkin pie, but not really. There we go. I like that better. All right, next star. We missed a connection point somewhere because it doesn't want to come out. Cut it. Cut the star. There we go. That was a stubborn little turd. Didn't want to come out of the hole. Oh, I see. I'm getting an angle in there in my cut, so it's keeping it from cutting the back part of the pumpkin out. Okay, I see what I'm doing wrong. There we go. I wasn't making the cut thick enough through the meat of the pumpkin. So now that should be better. Yep. Get out of there. Looks enough like a star. I'm happy. Could have been better. Oh, there we go. That looks more like a star. All right, let's go with this other top star here. It didn't want to come out. Did I miss one of the corners? I think I did. I think I missed this one right here. Yep, I missed this corner right here. Didn't do it yet. Watch me trying to whack that star out before I even cut the star arm. Star arm. Tongue twister there. Alright. There we go. Now that's a star with a pretty corner. Except I don't like that marker left on that piece right there. Oop, almost sliced the other side on accident. That was suck. Alright, wipe this thing's dirty face off. Alright, so here's the side. I'm going to wipe the knife off. Alright, here's the side. We're going to go down this way. I just realized I'm leaning all the way up against the camera. You probably can't even see what I'm doing. You probably just see in the back of my ear and hearing me breathe. Sorry about all of the above. All right. Did better on that one the first time. Still got to go down in there through the thickness of the wall and clean it up a little bit, because otherwise the light's not going to shine through those cracks. So there's that. You know, I never thought about this before, but doing it with the hole at the bottom, it makes it a lot harder to just reach in and grab stuff from behind, behind the eyes and stuff, because you got to go in from another direction. All right. That looks like a star from the outside, but not so much from the inside. So I'm going to work on that just a little bit. Clean that inside layer out. There we go. Look behind the camera, see if I'm even recording what I'm doing. Probably not. You haven't seen anything. Good thing I'm most likely going to just speed this up anyway and make it a short hyperlapse video. Whoops, I effed that up. Let's start that again. There we go. That's better. That star's just going to have a little bit longer of a leg on it. But you'll have that. I'm calling that creative license. Artistic license. Gonna push it in through the behind. Kind of fun. It's taken me longer than I thought it would, but I gotta get done pretty soon because we're gonna drive about an hour away to go watch my granddaughter's last cheer session at a football game, last cheer of the year. Gotta be careful I don't break any of these pieces out now that I'm going into a second level of stars. I gotta make sure I don't cut into the face too sharp and cut out the ones above and ruin the whole entire thing. cutting from inside the star this time, so I don't get too close to the one above it. That feels like it's going to go through and cut the other one out. Oops. Come on now. That was close. I thought I was going to break through to that other star and make myself mad. I would cry. Considering how long it's taking me to do this, I've invested a lot of time in it. It's just a pumpkin, but still, that's my time. Alright, if I mess around with that, I'm going to end up breaking it. We're going to leave that one be. Just going to clean this part of the star up a little bit, and this part of the star up a little bit. There we go. That looks better. Clean that out. Push it inside. There we go. All right. Getting sketchy up here. It's getting thin. There we go. Gonna leave that one alone pretty much there. I'm gonna end up breaking the one behind it. So a little bit of stuff I can take off from that back side. Good enough. Right. Next star. Sorry, I keep turning you guys over this way.
Still on the same one?
Same what?
Or is that different?
Different what? Different
Pumpkin.
star? No, it's the same pumpkin. It's taking a long time.
Get a bigger knife. This is not sponsored by Ski.
I'll take a Slawburger fries and a bottle of ski. Bring it on out to my baby and me. Ski's actually made near where David is from. For anybody who doesn't know what it is, you should Google it. It's the ultimate lake life refreshing drink. Soda. Never mind my husband dancing in the hallway like a nerd. Alright. There's a big blob, and there we go. There we go. Now that's a star. That's a star to be proud of. Alright, let's get this one. Right here. Careful not to break any of the walls between the other stars. Oops, that was a crappy cut. Try that again. Try this one. Try this one. This one. I'm coloring way outside of the lines today. That's what makes life interesting, though. I did it. I cut through to the other wall and I got a hand cramp. That's okay. We'll just have to be super careful here. I'll put a toothpick in there, and I'm actually going to go put a toothpick through there right now. I'll just bring all the Q-tips over, or Q-tips. Not where toothpicks over here in case I break another one. Let's see, where's that broke at? Right there. I'm just gonna carefully put a toothpick through, push it in with the end of the knife, and then with the sharp end of the knife. Alright, that'll give it some sturdiness. Alright, obviously not my first pumpkin carving rodeo. Alright, let's try this without breaking that upper wall. Gently just wiggle it in. I'm going to actually put my hand in under to give that wall some support. And try not to push that all the way through and stab myself. Alright, now this last tender cut. Don't break the star wall. Urgh. You stay. You go. Hold on a minute. I'm going to try to push this. I don't think that's completely cut. Whew. Patience saved the day. Except for this thing's pooping out some more stuff out the bottom. Alright, let me go in and clean that up a little bit. Alright. Star is good enough. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I'm going to end up breaking through the wall and messing up the whole vibe. Alright, one more, and we're going to be super gentle on this one. I'm actually going to be strategic because the toothpick's right behind there. I'm going to go this way. Shoot, I might have to pull that toothpick out because I'm not going to be able to cut this star out. Hold on. I'm going to get as far as we can with this with that toothpick still in there for support. And if I need to go wiggle around it after I take that out, I can do that after a bit. Did it. And I don't have to take the toothpick out, so that other side won't collapse, hopefully. It might collapse after we burn a, well, I guess we're not burning a candle. We're using an LED light, so it might not collapse. I'll probably have to soak it in water after a few days, though, because it's going to wrinkle really quick. Especially since it's not cold out. It's not Halloween weather here. It's still hot outside. I'll basically be doing baked pumpkins out on the front porch. There, that looks more like a star. That's a more respectable looking star. Gotta represent. Okay. Alright. Our stars are done. Let's work on our bars. So we're gonna do the middle stripes and then the outer stripes. So we're gonna start with this stripe here. We're gonna get rid of it out of here. Whoopsie, I might have put a little bit too much pressure in that one spot. Freaking knife has been and I can't stay with the pattern, dang it. I lost my wavy flow there for a second. It's still gonna look okay. Nobody's measuring it ain't for a contest, it's just for my front porch. There we go. All right, next is this next big. You know what? I think I'm going to switch to another knife because this one's about shot. I know this one is the one we're supposed to use, but I'm going to go to this one. Can you still see? Am I even lined up correctly? Sorry, I keep moving the pumpkin. Oh, this one bent right away. I think I'm pushing it too hard. Just remember, it's just a soft pumpkin. I don't have to stab it like I'm killing snakes. Not that I'd actually literally ever kill a snake, because that would require me to get close to it, and instead I would be running the opposite direction from it, because me don't do snakies. Mother of Sam. There we go. I think I'm going too hard. I think if I let the knife do the work and stop pressing it so hard, it will quit bending. But I'm impatient, and I've been doing this long enough, and I just want this pumpkin to be done because I want to see what it looks like, because I know it's going to be cool. to get rid of that red ink off of there. See if I can push it out from the inside, but I have to be super careful not to break. Oh, I got it. Cool. Woo! Alright, I'm going to straighten the knife out again. Let me go in and just trim this out just a little bit. Alright, we've got the top one and the bottom one to do now. I think I'm going to switch to yet a third knife. We should be able to get through these last cuts with this knife. Whoops, sorry. I'll bring you guys back up closer. Up close and personal, it would be stabbing a jack-o'-lantern. I think I'm going to go this way. Maybe that's what I was doing. I was using the wrong serrated edge of the $3 knife. I gotta be careful. I gotta go slow because it's getting thin. I can hear it cracking. Alright, we're gonna start over here now. Ah, I got off line. It's alright, it's a wavy flag. It's okay to be off a little bit. Whoa, there it comes out of there. Alright, let's trim that out a little. Alright, one more cut and we be done. One more cut, ladies and gentlemen. Had to go a little outside of this edge to make this banner a little bigger because I did it on accident on the one above, so I didn't want it to look too jankety small compared to the one up above. Ooh, I almost put my thumbs through the flags. I would kick my own butt if I did that right now. I'm this close to done. Alright, where's it stuck at? Right there. Alrighty, last piece. Let's open that up and see what it looks like. Not too bad. That's probably the best piece that I've done so far. Alright, let's don't mess it up now. I do want to chop off a little bit of that red marker. Not that anybody's going to see it or notice it but me, but I noticed it, so I want it off of there. Looks more like a waving banner now anyway. There's a little bit of stringy stuff inside still. Work on that a little bit. And all together, I think it looks pretty good. I can't wait to put a light in it and see what it looks like tonight when it's dark. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking around and watching me carve the pumpkin. Hope you come back later tonight. Actually, I'll clip it onto the end of this video. Once it gets dark and we're back from the football game, I'll take it outside, put a light in it, and come back and show you what it looks like. See you later. All right, it turned out so cute I couldn't wait to show you. Instead of waiting to show you tonight outside on the porch, I'm going to just show you in Big Daddy Dave's bathroom. That turned out cute. God bless America on Halloween and every other day of the year. Welcome back, guys. Just wanted to close out the video, so I'm showing you guys my scary front porch, all the scary stuff. Scary Big Daddy Dave. And the cool pumpkin. We put it outside. I'll get close up and show you. With that light, that little LED light, does a pretty good job of lighting it up. Turned out better than I thought it would. I'm pretty impressed with my pumpkin carving skills today.
It does look good.
It does look pretty good. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great night. We'll see you in the next video.